Hey guys, welcome again back on the show. It's episode 11. It's Monday. Today we got a special guest as usual, but this is gonna be, it's gonna be a big one. So without further ado, let's brew some coffee. Today I'm brewing Teruno Nayarita, Mexico, a natural coffee by Gridlock. So we got our trustworthy AeroPress, and we're gonna tell you a little bit more who's coming on board. So today guest is Francesco Sanapo, founder and owner of Ditta Artigianale, which is a coffee roaster from Italy, Florence in the specific. And not only he owns Ditta Artigianale, he's a multiple former Italian barista champion and cup brewer champion, and he reached the top 6 in the world barista championship in 2013 here in Melbourne, right here in Melbourne. So I'm very excited to meet him, to ask him lots of questions, because Francesco is definitely one of the most influential coffee people in Italy, in Europe, and I'd say in the world. So definitely get yourself your cup of coffee. I got mine coming up very soon. A little stir. And hello everyone, Prodigal Coffee Roasters, Brew Theory, Cafe Connected. What's up everyone? For people who just join in and you don't know, we're gonna be joined by Francesco Sanapo, and as soon as he joins in, I'm gonna play a little song, because that's what he does on his show. So if you're not familiar again with who's coming on board, you're in for a big treat. Little shout out, this is not sponsored. I picked up these coffee beans because I was running out, so I'm currently drinking a Mexican coffee, natural process, from the guys from Gridlock. I don't know too much about them, but tastes good, so that's the important part. So yeah, Francesco is just an amazing individual. He pushed the boundaries, and I rewatched his routine from back in 2013. I don't think competing is only his thing. I think it's just him pushing the levels of coffee roasting, and really he started something in a country that is very stagnated, like Italy, and trying to revolutionize the entire coffee market there. So props to him and other amazing specialty coffee roasters in my back home for me. So yeah, do you have a coffee? That's the biggest question though. Nearly ready for mine. Soon we'll be joined by him. We're gonna talk. You're gonna be able to ask questions, and we're gonna have a good time. So this week you're in for a treat. Coffee with Mirko is gonna be every single day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm back on Monday. So very, very excited to have of you guys, and get more and more guests on the show, keeping you safe as usual. I hope that you guys are safe and sound as you watch. Not sure which country you're from, therefore I don't know your situation, but I hope that you're good at home. And we got coffee, which is great. All right, we'll clean up later, and we transfer onto the desk, and we'll wait for Mr. Sanapo. Milk Bar Mitcham, I see you there. Good to see you, my friend. Always good. If you don't know who's coming in today, you're gonna be stoked with the amount of knowledge, the amount of passion, the amount of charisma, and the personality of this great coffee character, coffee personality really. Milk Bar Mitcham. So yeah, hold yourself off. We'll see if he's gonna come online. If not, we'll send him a quick message. He should be joining in very soon. In the meantime, I would highly recommend to stick around. And if you like the show, share the show with family and friends. Hey, Danny Andrade. Danny's gonna join us here on Thursday, so I'm happy to see him here supporting the show, and probably wants to say hi to Francesco himself. So we'll see when he comes online. I might flick him a quick message if I can. Maybe not before I break the internet. We'll wait for him. It's only 5:02, so he should be joining us soon. In the meantime, I'll say hi to a few of you. Hey, Sherafaf, Reza Deli, Ako, Ali, Pancake Pan, Santiago Marin, Mowgli Dahab. Or have a look to send him a quick message. Where is he? Right, Francesco Sanapo. Here we go. Done. He should be joining us soon. Hope you're well. Hold yourself up. Hello, Violet, Uma, Osconsold. All of you saying hi. Thank you all. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for your patience. Yes, the show has been going well. We're getting a lot of feedback, good feedback. We're getting more and more guests in from Australia, but also international, like today, all the way from Italy. Time zone is not a limit. We just need to work our way through around it. So we are always providing good quality coffee content, and here it is, the man himself, Francesco Sanapo, with his Ditta Artigianale. That's it, waiting on him. Not sure what the Italian connection is. Hopefully it's good. In this period, we had some technical difficulties in past broadcast, but hey!
Ciao.
Ciao. Before we start, I got something for you because you start your show in style, so I want to match that. Oh, hang on. You're frozen. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I got something for you.
What?
Here we go.
Vieni a ballare in Puglia, my friend.
That's it.
The best song ever. The best song ever.
The best song ever. That's right. How are you, Francesco? Good to see you. Good to meet you.
Very, very good. So we are here with the beautiful weather, sunny, very shining. But unfortunately, we are all in a lockdown for this crisis. But yeah, we are healthy. That is one of the most important things, and I really hope to come back in the normality as soon as possible.
Yes, of course.
How are you in Australia?
We're much luckier compared to back home for me. I mean, I feel for you because my parents back in Trentino, they're stuck at home as well. And but like you said, number one priority is health. So here we're good. We can't complain. It's 2020, and if you got health and a little bit of money, a little bit of savings, you know, you're good. We got internet. We got plenty of things that we can pick up, and it's all positive for the ones who can say so. So 100%. I'm fantastic. I'm very honored and happy to talk to you.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Yeah.
I've actually heard your first name from someone that I can call a mutual friend. I think you know her, Charlotte Malaval. And she was like, "Oh, you're Italian. One of my best friends, this crazy guy from Italy. His name is Francesco Sanapo. Na na ni na na na." And I was like, "Oh." So we obviously, from there, that was part of my coffee journey when I worked with her.
It's fun that she put crazy first. Yeah. I don't know if this is a good things or bad things, but yeah,
I
I
think
think
it's good in
in
French.
life we need to be a little bit crazy just
Yes,
to accept
yes.
more the life, and
Well, we
yeah.
live in a crazy world for sure.
Where do you
So
live exactly in Australia?
I'm based in Melbourne right now,
Ah,
but
okay.
obviously Charlotte would come here to see the office where I used to work back in the day, working for well, I guess we can say it, obviously Estate Coffee Roasters, and um, I was actually working there for a while, and Melbourne based though, so it was good experience. But let's make it about you. And I know I'm sorry, but this is the question I ask everybody first. How did you start your coffee journey? I'm sure you've answered this before.
Well, if we talk about myself, I start with my family. So I used to go after the school in the summertime. I used to go with my dad to work and to be introduced to work, and that is very common in Italy. So when we are young, in the past, I mean, I'm a little bit old, but when we were young, we used to work in the summertime after the school, and just to be educated to accept the 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 work life, And I used to go with my dad. I used to work with some in the hospitality. Okay, not really in the focus on coffee, but in general, like a waiter, like a dishwasher, like this kind of student works. So this was my introduction into this business. Then, if you ask me when I start to realize that coffee is my life, and then my job, of course, I start to realize many years after, because I I made my first espresso when I was 14 years old, in a secret way, because my dad doesn't want me to touch the espresso machine. That's when I try to jump next to the espresso machine. My dad always come and say, "Hey, you are not barista yet." Every year the same things. So I grew up, but every year the story never changed. It just push on my mind. I still remember the voice. I still remember the tone how he said it. But yeah, you are not barista yet. So that was the message. Okay. So actually, I remember when I won the first competition, 2010. I won the
Yeah.
Italian Barista Champion. I remember that my first call was to my dad. So, and when he answered, I said, "Hey, Dad, now I'm the Italian Barista Champion. I can be considered myself barista." And then, well, he started to cry in that moment, but yes, that was the answer. So, and I start to understand more about coffee when I start to study. Okay, so when I goes more into details, when I just start my studying program, and probably in that moment when I start to understand more about this product, I start to get in love, because that is a completely different attitude. I don't do coffee for work. I do coffee because it's my mission in life. It's I'm always say that I want to consider myself more a coffee lover than coffee expert, because I think in coffee you can never be expert, but of course you can be lover, and when you love something you do all the best. Actually, this philosophy, it's at, at the base of my company, because, for example, when we are going to buy a coffee, a green coffee, I first of all I buy this coffee for for me. for drinking because I want to drink it. And that is a very simple things, you know, but describe exactly our philosophy. When you go to the market and you buy the tomato for your home, you never buy defective tomato, right? You buy the good
No.
tomato. And that is exactly what we do. You know, we go for. I go for to travel in the origin country, and when I found the best coffee, I always buy it because I consider it my coffee. You know, and so
That's
that was it. I
beautiful.
think if I have to give a date when I start my journey in coffee, I have to give you 2 days. The first day when I made a one espresso, which was 14 years old. I was 14 years old, so that's mean I have 40 right now. Was many years ago. But then the real sign when I start my journey in coffee probably was when I start to study. That was when I was 20 years old, and
Okay.
that's mean 20 years ago.
That's that tells, you're a lover of coffee, but also there's a bit of experience there. Just, a little bit of, 20 years is still a solid number, but you're right. I think it's beautiful because it's actually, you answer my second last question, because the importance of living a life with purpose and love and passion for what you have. And I bet that you would rather earn half of what you earn on the current business, but keep doing coffee than earning 10 times more and doing something that you don't enjoy, really, because you get told that you should be an architect, or nothing wrong with architects, or a doctor, or, and bless doctors, of course, especially in this period. So I resonate very well with you. And obviously, traveling has enabled you to explore the boundaries of coffee, because funny thing, I didn't drink coffee back home. I went on overdose, kinda, when I was 2 years old. I used to sneak out of my room. My parents would leave leftover coffee in the mocha pot, and in between going from my room to their room, I would sip a whole bunch of coffee at nighttime and go in their room. So my palate developed a sense of, I don't like this. So I started drinking coffee in Melbourne, which is a convenient city to start
Yeah.
for many ways. So traveling and studying enabled you to come across a different way to do coffee, a different way to drink coffee compared to Italy, to the standard, to the usual way that we drink it. Is that how you come up with the word specialty, I suppose we can use?
Sorry, I lost you for when you made the question.
All good. Now, I was going to ask you whether studying and traveling, the combination of the two, has landed you to what we call specialty, or I suppose a different coffee than what normal Italian coffee look like.
I think when the idea of Ditta Artigianale Cup came up on my mind was after my trip to Australia. Well, I was studying this new movement, okay, this new wave. I'm the lucky guys with I travel really a lot in my life, and I'm always travel with open eyes, okay, open eyes and open brain. I try to catch up all the things that I consider interesting. But I was really impressed when that I traveled to Melbourne in 2013 because I did there my competition. But after this trip, I came back in Italy, and the first things I want to realize in that period was a specialty cafe like I saw in Melbourne. Okay, so that was the idea, and that's what I built, because your cafeteria in Melbourne are very different than United States or UK, North Europe, because what you have in Melbourne is that you combine most of the time, or the cafeteria I visited, was a perfect combination of specialty coffee, third wave of coffee, and food. Okay, so that's I never saw in United States, for example. In United States, the cafe are boring cafe, just coffee. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's a boring, because for us as Italian, that's exactly the formula. You know, that is exactly the concept we want to apply in our cafeteria, because in Italy, the people, they don't go in the cafeteria just to have a coffee. They go in the cafeteria to have coffee and many other things. Good pastry, good food, good snack. Okay, that is the idea, and that's for sure is the was very good. What was very inspirational trip, the one I did in Melbourne, because I came in back and said, okay, that's what I want to do, and then I built it Artigianale, which is the new wave. Okay, we can call it third wave or how you prefer, but it's a specialty cafe which is a different than every other cafe in Italy. And I think we also build a cafe where the people can have a good salad, a good sandwich, and of course, because we are open until night, a good gin tonic. Okay, and we always say that Ditta Artigianale is international coffee bar with Italian soul. Okay,
That's
I don't know
beautiful.
if this answer on your question.
Absolutely, and I got a fun fact for you. We're going on a pace here. I actually used to have in my office the very machine that you used in 2013 at WBC Melbourne, the Nova Simonelli with the blue panels and the red, was sitting right in the office that I used to work at in Melbourne. So when I rewatched your routine, which you did fantastic, I smiled because I was like, yeah, I know that machine very well, because I saw that machine many mornings for a long time. That exact machine is still alive, if you wondered. I can hook you up if you want to buy it. I don't know, maybe for memory.
Yeah,
But
no, I remember that at the end of the competition, all of us, all the finalists, we sign a machine. I would like to ask Simonelli Group where this machine come
the
from.
blue one is still here.
But with the sign, with our
Where did you
sign,
sign it? The panels on the front?
the front, I think. I don't remember. So
The front was always covered because it was facing us as a barista against the wall, like a little showroom. So I can ask if you want. That's no problem.
there is a, I think, yeah, we signed somewhere. I don't remember, but you can ask. Whatever.
I can ask.
Now I'm always look for the future. I never look for
Of course.
for
But
the
it was
past.
it was
If I have
nice to see
buy-
that machine.
Yeah, but send to me a picture, please.
I will. Which brings me to, it's been a long journey since that competition. It's about 7 years ago, from the very famous 60 seconds espresso. Where are you at 7 years later?
My routine.
And I can resonate well because that's how I drink my double, and that's why I order a double actually, because it's a little bit longer. But I enjoy the decrease of temperature, but that's always been one of my thing. But where are you at 7 years later, in general? Because it's been quite a journey, I'm assuming.
I think the espresso still in a 60 second of his life, but that's okay. So the idea of this routine, okay, come in my brain just because I was very exhausted to see a barista performer, barista competitor, talking about just all the things that are important, of course, but just they care a lot about the extraction, about where the coffee come from, the raw material, the temperature, etc., which is tremendously important. Okay, but they just stop it after they say enjoy. So the barista competitor use, they don't care how will be the experience of your customer in front of you. So, and that was the limit. Okay. In that moment, I realized that I have to consider this part the most important topic of my routine. And then I start to study. Okay. So what I should do, I should talk about this, and this, or the experience of my customer when they drink their espresso. So I start to go in many different coffee bar, not only in Italy, all over the world, let's say, with a time watcher and check how they drink the coffee. Okay. So, and then, of course, more in Italy, but not only in Italy, I realized that when they order an espresso, they used to drink it in 3 sips. Okay. I'm talking about the medium line. Okay. And then I also check the timing. Okay. And I realized that the timing was around 60 seconds. And so I start to understand that was the topic. Okay. To see how the coffee changed during this own life. And then, well, we analyze which coffee can answer better on this protocol, and we decide which roast answer better with this protocol. So we decide everything behind the concept. So I didn't choose my coffee first, like many other baristas. They choose first the coffee and then they build all the
The
story.
drink.
Yeah, exactly. So I did the opposite. I start first with the concept, and then I decide which coffee match better with this concept, which roast profile match better with this concept, which kind of recipe and instruction match better with this concept. So, and that was the journey that bring me to choose a beautiful Nekisse, natural Nekisse. I think is a champion. Okay, so that was a big change for the WBC. Right now,
I
of course,
missed I missed a little bit. It was the first natural in the WBC, did you say?
yeah.
Okay.
So I was one of the first barista who introduced natural coffee. Not because was I know, because all the people knows natural, but was very scared because natural coffee in the past was very risky to present to the WBC because all the natural process was made not very well, not well done. Okay. And the flavors was a little bit dirty and not so clean, so risky to present a coffee like that in the world competition. For that, any other barista they didn't. But the reason why I introduced this coffee was because it was super clean and it was natural. So, and that coffee was produced with the help of 90 plus. But I'm talking about 90 plus many years ago. That was nobody knows in that moment. Right now, everyone knows.
I'm actually gonna have Joseph on in a couple of weeks.
Fantastic. So I hope that you remember that story. But in that epoca, so we were the first. I were the first barista we used to bring a 90 plus coffee in the final. Okay, and that was in Melbourne, 2015. So this coffee was super clean, super interesting, and I was proud to introduce to the WBC this coffee.
Yeah, it was definitely a very impressive routine, and I think that it's funny because there's a lot of fun facts, and that's why I really wanted you on. Back in 2013, a good friend of mine had a coffee shop, and he said, "Come to an event." A coffee roaster invited me, and it was Toby's estate. And at the time, I didn't know them back then. And so I was actually there at the WBC in 2013, where my barista journey just started. And I remember, I think they made me a cappuccino, which was like, just a milky drink, just to drink it. And and then years later, I started working for Toby's Estate too, which is really funny, like how the world, it's like a circle of life, and there you were competing, doing fantastic, and now I'm here with you. It's surreal, but that's great. Sticking with the competition, then we can move forward to coffee and other things, because I think it's important for people when they re-listen to this or rewatch it. What was your secret? What was your weapon to push yourself towards, you won Italian Barista Champion a couple of times, also the Cup Brewers, and also top 6 in the world is such an amazing result. Like, what was the dad's voice that couldn't let you do an espresso on the machine?
Nice question. But I think it's part of us. We are very competitive. I'm a very competitive person. And when I say competitive, not competitive with you or the other barista. I'm competitive with myself. I want to push myself to do more, because when I start this journey in competition, okay, so I consider myself a very good barista before start. When I did my first competition, I just get the last place, and then I say, okay, so probably I'm not the best barista as I consider myself before. So, and then I think the idea of competing, every year was just because I wanna grow up. I wanna prove myself. I wanna get out the best from myself. Okay, and this, I think, it also because I'm hungry. I wanna, I wanna build my career in coffee, and I just saw it's not the only one way, but I saw the competition way one of the best to promote myself and to build a coffee career into coffee. Okay, and probably that was the reason, one of the reason. Then because I grew up, as I mentioned before, every competition permit me to study more, because doing competition means it's like going to university, and at the end of university you have to discuss the thesis. It's the same things in coffee. So you have these 15 minutes to discuss your thesis. Okay, and for me that is a way to grow up. It's a way to learn more, for sure.
Of course, and I think you summed up well our nature of being competitive with ourselves rather than competitive with others. The only time that we're competitive with others is when it's talk about soccer, football. That's different.
Yeah.
I know you go to the stadium when we could. No, that's great, and I think and we're moving on to the next question, and this is a question that I'm very passionate about.
I just want to add this something, Mirko, regarding my last competition, because I used to compete last year again in
Cup
Cup
Brewers.
Tester.
Cup Taster, yes.
Yeah. So, and this was the only one decision where I decide to compete, and not for promoting myself and to build a career, because not because I did nothing, but because I don't need right now to build a career, because I have to build my company. That is the only one reason. But the reason why I decided to compete is for my team, to show to my team the approach.
To be hungry.
Yeah, to be hungry. And then because when I still remember one night when they are training, for the competition, because this year we present the barista and latte art and brewers, okay, as a team of Ditta's team. So, and also Coffee and Good Spirits. So, and I came to visit them in our lab, and they were depressed. They were frustrating. They were very upset, very stressed. The stress was in the air. Okay, I went there and said, guys, what are you doing? Go, let's have fun. Let's enjoy this moment. And now, well, for you, it's easy to talk because you are not going to compete. And I said, okay, what? Okay, let's do that. I will compete with you. Yeah, well, you are joking, you are joking, you are joking. In the same time, I send a message to CIE Italy and ask the permission to compete in Cup Taster. And they didn't believe me. So, but then I I competed and I won actually. But
And you won.
this is not the reason why I decide to compete, but just for show to my young team that the approach on competition, because we need to enjoy every second. And then, of course, our time on stage is our time. So we need to enjoy this more than everything. Sorry
Yeah,
to interrupt you.
no. You're so right. And look, I think that's the right spirit. And in terms of even showing your team, I had a lovely chat with Matthew Lowen last week, and he was saying how, he tried each year until he won, and that hunger driven by passion and driven by what's your why you competing is essential. And you compete last year to show them a different way and spirit. And also as a good leader should, like, you also been a good leader, and a modern leader. I hate the word leader, by the way, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sounds too corporate. Now this is something I'm passionate about, and I think you're passionate about too, because I believe that coffee is all about the experience as much as every other element is important. Coffee is important, yet people from the farm to the cup makes this industry beautiful, in my opinion. How important do you think are the people? And the people means you, me. I'm sure you have a Paola or some regular customer who comes and drink a weird drink or
well, Paola
something.
is my wife actually.
Oh, there you go. I picked the right name. And as well as the farmer and the owner of the farm and the roasters, like, I think that people really brings this industry all together. And I think that's why people will make us, especially worldwide, get through the virus together.
Yeah, it's a good way to think, Mirko. Absolutely. So, and we need the help from right now more than every time in our epoca. We need the help from everybody. For example, we are right now we have all both cafe in lockdown, so we are not open. Right, yesterday they give us a kind of timeline to follow and to open again, but that is very strange. And what we are receiving from our customer is an amazing support, because they are our website, our web store are every day, receiving a lot of orders from locals, which is we used to work a lot with our web, but not for locals. It was for all people all over the world, because the locals, they just came and buy the coffee in our store. But then when we release the message to that they can buy a coffee in our web store and receive it, so all of them, okay, we didn't lose any percentage of people who used to buy beans in the cafe. They just replace it to our web store, and that is amazing. That is just a support from the people, okay. And the same things we need to do by us for the coffee origin country. Okay, so we need to understand that that situation is not just a Italian situation or Australian or whatever. That situation is a pandemia, is pandemia. So we need to consider every kind of chain, every part of the chain. Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to talk with our producer. I spoke with all of them in the last period to understand how will be the next crop. So which is our ideal order, because if last year we ordered 20 bags, probably this year we are not going to order the same amount, okay? But probably we will order 10 bags, unfortunately, because we are really thinking to have a reduction of the business around 70%, okay? Which is a lot. So we are not,
It's a lot.
we are talking with a producer, with all our partner, to give them a provision, a prediction of what will be our order for the next crop coffee, And
Of
that's it.
course.
I think we have to be more closer each other. Probably we cannot hug, but we need to be closer with the heart and to understand every kind of position in this crisis.
Yes. And because sometimes we forget that we are in the people business, and a lot of times, we got our eyes in the cup or in the jug or on the roaster, but ultimately without the people, there is no business, there is no coffee really. So no, you're right. I think especially when you mentioned to be closer with the heart, I think it's extremely important. And yes, the chain goes all the way to farm, all the way to the person sipping a 60-second espresso in Firenze. I will never say Florence. Yeah, I see that, and which brings a little bit the next question, which it's a little bit, how can I say, it's a little bit cheeky question, but I'm hoping that at least those old cafes that, they were close to retirement and they're doing okay, they don't have problems with money or health. I can also see this as a little positive advantage for you and other coffee shops to grow and have different type of exposure eventually later on when restriction will ease down. Because the problem really is going to be the amount of restrictions on how much people they let you get in the shop. Because ultimately, if they just reopen as normal, it should be good. But if they're going to have restriction on how many people you can have in the shop, then it can become difficult if the shop is not too big and it's smaller. So considering that, where do you see the coffee industry going in the next few years, especially in Italy? I'd love to understand that, because when I move back home, I hope to have better coffee shops around me. That's my dream, to have lots of Ditta Artigianale or Tostato.
That is my dream too, Mirko. But it's very difficult to do a prediction right now because the world will change a lot. Okay, so if we are considered the coffee industry, probably the coffee industry need to understand exactly how this crisis will impact for the next few years, because the impact is very strong. Okay, so
Yeah.
just consider all tourism. Okay, so we don't have a tourism for at least 1 year in a city like Florence, in a city like Venice, in a city like Rome. Okay, that will be done, completely delete. So if we consider the coffee, okay, we have to consider at least half of the coffee that we used to buy in the years before. So, but that will impact to the coffee producer, to the exporter, to the roaster, to the cafeteria. Okay, so it will be a very big impact. For the next future, we need to study and to react on this, because if not, that will be a big problem for all over. all over the world. Of course, more in the origin country, because when they sell the coffee with the same price of cost production, of course, that will be not healthy. Okay, that will be absolutely not healthy.
Yeah.
And we need to study a reaction for sure, but it's very difficult, Mirko, to tell you which kind of reaction, because I think we need to understand the day by day. And yeah, of course we can plan some strategy, but it's too risky because we don't really know how the world will change. Because, for example, you mentioned the limitation in the cafe. Okay, so I used to have 40 employees before the virus. I cannot keep all of them for sure, because if they give us a limitation of 2 meter, okay, so that means that in my cafe, in the first cafe, which is 60 square meter cafe, okay, they just can come in 3 person. Okay, so with 3 person, I will not pay 1 salary. How I can keep 40? Okay, so I think that I'm a little bit scared of this limitation, because the technician or our politician, they are taking it very in the easy way, without understand how big is the problem that will create to many small cafe.
Yeah.
Okay, or small restaurant, let's say small restaurant, a small cafe, they probably are not allowed to open. But the important thing is that our government and our politician has to understand that this will create a big problem, and they have to find a way. They find a way to manage this problem.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think the management, yeah, I think the management also should be in a different way, in the sense of there are other things that can be done. You know, I know it sounds silly, but small little gestures and small little things can really could have you know, a better impact economically for your cafe. And I feel for you, and especially for the position that you're in, which is not easy, and that's why we're sharing it here as well. And thanks for sharing that, by the way.
Yeah. Another aspect that it's very sad for me, it's the espresso on the counter. You know, this is a very it's a very traditional way in Italy to drink a coffee, and with this limitation, this will disappear. So I'm the person who promotes the to drink coffee sitting at the table and enjoy and relax. And I build my two cafeteria thinking of that. So my counter is very small, but in the same way I understood how beautiful is as well the ritual of drinking coffee stand up in front of the counter, just quickly, just a quickly moment to enjoy the cup of espresso. And this is the way, honestly, how I used to drink my coffee. When I go to Ditta, the first things I do, I just order the first, the second, and the third coffee, because we have 3 grinder just to taste all of it. And I do it stand up. I will never sit. And that's with the limitation, we will lose it. But it's a kind of a cultural aspect that we will lose, and that is a little bit sad. It's a little bit
And
sad.
hopefully things will get better, because that it's such an important component to that was born and raised in Italy, a standing room espresso. There's a famous coffee shop here in Melbourne that they don't have any seats, and it's famous because it's written on the tiles, standing room only. And even there, you stand on the bench or by the window, and I love it. I'm the same. I go there and I have it. I'm right next to the coffee machine. I can talk to the barista. I look at them moving. If I'm by myself, it's perfect. But even with two people, and that's exactly how I imagine, how I dream an espresso bar anywhere in the world. Because it is a bar, but the bar is the bar. That's what makes a bar. So if you can put the espresso on the bar, you got an espresso, but it's not a bar anymore. It's just an espresso in the air. So you're right. Hopefully they're just trying to think ahead in prediction of winter, because they still don't know how winter is going to plan out. Maybe they're scared on, okay, this is how it is now. Winter, how bad is going to be? Because people with normal influenza that might be treated differently, what's going to look like? So I'm hoping that by spring next year, earlier, but hopefully the winter is going to have a good response. And look, I'm not a prime minister, so I'm not here to try to to come up with solutions for sure. Look, I know you're a busy man, and I don't want to hold you too long. You probably need to do lots of things. What do you want to leave us with? Usually my last question is, what's next on Francesco Planet? But you can tell us, close it as you wish, man. Obviously you guys are still doing coffee worldwide. You're shipping. Tell us anything that you want, so people that are going to rewatch this or re-listen.
Well, Mirko, before the COVID, I was working in many projects. Okay, so I really hope to keep again this and continue our story. One of the project is let's say I'm doing a coffee movie. Okay, a coffee web series.
Cool.
So, yeah, so I want to keep and continue this because I want to show another face of coffee. Okay, not to talk with professional people, but my idea and our project is to talk with a normal consumer and to show to them how beautiful is this coffee. I hope to go back to the origin country to record the other part of the movie and to spread out this as soon as possible. That was a project that keep in my heart, and I want to continue it. Okay, so let's hope to continue it in the next future. Then I'm also the founder of Barista and Farmer, which is a kind of talent show with for the barista. So I used to bring 10 baristas all over the world and bring them to the farm to live the true life of coffee producer, okay, with all the camera behind. And that was a beautiful project, and I hope to give again the opportunity to many baristas to understand the reality in the origin country. So then I'm full. So this is it's a big question, Mirko, because I have a lot of projects. But just the other one I want to mention it is that I'm building a cafe with the school in the middle of Florence. So it will be our third cafe. Okay. So our third cafe is under construction right now, and is in a beautiful building, which is a old church in the middle of Florence. Yes, you really can imagine how beautiful it will be. And in this building, we are construct the cafe, and beside the coffee school for all the people from all over the world. They want to come to study a specific professional in coffee, a specific skill. So they can come and study just regarding roasting and be a roaster, or just studying taster and be a taster, or barista, or a green coffee buyer. So we try to give to the young generation a focus on a specific topic into the coffee chain. That is our
like academia.
Yeah, that is
I guess.
yeah. We will call it Scuola del Caffè.
Beautiful. I look, you speak my language. I think that you're such a great communicator as well. You can really see and grasp your passion and love, and you live for, with, and through coffee. So thank you for sharing that. And I really can see even in your projects for the future, a movie, school. It's all about coffee, and you know, on behalf of the coffee community, we thank you. You know, people like you really make us love more and give us more boost to be in this industry. No matter if you a barista, roaster, cafe owner, or someone doing social media or movies, it doesn't matter. And we go back to the people. So you're one of those people who influence and are making this third and fourth wave of coffee life possible. So thank you, Francesco.
No, thank you for the opportunity. Really.
Not even, not even mention it. So yeah, thank you. I look forward to visit you. Well,
Please.
not very soon, but as soon as possible in Florence. On my last trip, I could only go to visit Alberto e Tostato, and I had one of your coffees there. So that was nice a few years back. But thank you for coming on, and good luck with everything.
So
really.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
A big hug to you.
Thank you. Sending you all the love and be safe and stay safe. Ciao, bello.
Ciao.
Mwah. Ciao, ciao. There you have it, guys.
It was an amazing chat. Thanks, Danny, for saying it was a great chat. Mohammed, you can rewatch this. We're gonna post it on YouTube as soon as possible, but you can rewatch it as soon as I post it on the story. Hi, Nicola Naso. Ciao, bello. Yeah, it was good. I've always looked up Francesco as for me, is a special place in my heart because I'm Italian myself. So to see someone with such a crazy idea to bring specialty in a country where we're so stubborn with our culture of coffee is very powerful, very inspiring. So to all of you guys who live in countries where coffee is not, you know, there's a strict structure to it, this could have been a good live to watch. If you can, please feel free to go and check Ditta Artigianale. I'm gonna post a story later with the links for Ditta as well as Francesco. I'm sure they ship coffee worldwide, and if you want to show him some love, please. He's definitely, it was very insightful chat. So thank you. The live will cut off shortly because it's 60 minutes limit. I wish you all a good night, a good day, a good afternoon. Hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we are actually another Italian guest, Ruben Scardelli. You know, he knows Francesco, they know each other. So we're gonna have a different conversation with him, but we'll definitely keep it going with the show. We just posted the next guests for the full week. So until tomorrow, 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, sending you much love. Stay safe, keep drinking coffee, and let's keep supporting each other in this beautiful industry. So take care.